To Louise Colet, when 1847. You reproach me for speaking of art with you, as though we had nothing more important in common. Am I to gather that you are in the habit of speaking about art with people you care nothing about? For you, the subject of art is of minor importance, a kind of entertainment, something between politics and the day's news. Not for me. The other day I saw a friend who lives outside France. We were brought up together. He reminisced about our childhood, my father, my sister, the lycée, etc. Do you think that I spoke to him about the things that are closest to me, or at least that I have the highest regard for, about my loves and my enthusiasms? I was careful not to, I assure you, for he would have trampled them underfoot. The spirit observes the proprieties too, you know. He bored me to death, and at the end of 2 hours I was longing for him to go, which does not mean that I am not devoted to him, and don't love him, if you call it loving. What is there worth talking about except art? But who is there to talk about art with? The first person who happens along? You are luckier than I, if such is the case with you, for I never meet anyone with whom I can discuss it. You wish me to be frank? Very well then, I will be. One day, our day together in Monte, under the trees, you told me that you would not exchange your happiness for the fame of Conet. Do you remember that? Is my memory correct? If you knew how those words shocked me, how they chilled the very marrow of my bones. Fame, fame, what is fame? Nothing, a mere noise, the external accompaniment of the joy art gives us. The fame of Conet, indeed, but to be Conet, to feel oneself Conet. But then I have always seen you lump art together with a lot of other things. Patriotism, love, what you will. A lot of things which to my mind are alien to it, and far from adding to its stature, diminish it. This is one of the chasms that exists between you and me. It was you who opened it, and you who revealed it to me.
Yes, when I met you, I immediately conceived love for you, and did love you. After possessing you, I felt none of the weariness that is said to be the inevitable sequel, and everything in my heart and my body impelled me toward you. But every time I went to you, there was a dispute, a quarrel. You were sulky, something I said offended you, something always came between us, like a double-edged sword, which each of us used to wound the other. Whenever I think of you, even when I evoke my most cherished memories of you, one or another of your lamentation comes to my mind and spoils everything. During the time I used to visit you in Paris, you wept whenever I left. Now you reproach me because I don't come. Through loving me, you have come to hate me, or at least you would like to. Do hate me, if it will make you any less miserable. Had we met earlier, and under different circumstances, we might perhaps have drunk the cup without making it so bitter. But when we met, our hearts were already well past their springtime, and we were unhappy together, like people who marry late. Who is to blame? Not you, not I, both perhaps. You made no effort to understand me, and I may not have understood you. I have wounded many of your feelings, and you have often hurt me deeply. But I am so accustomed to being hurt that I should never have noticed it if you had not complained about my wounding you. It's a pity, for I love your face, and everything about you is sweet. But I am so weary, so bored, so fundamentally incapable of making anyone happy. Make you happy. Ah, poor Louise, I make a woman happy. I don't even know how to play with a child. My mother snatches away her little granddaughter when I touch her, for I make her cry, and she's like you, always calling me and wanting to be near me. So use your critical sense and concentrate on my ridiculous aspects. There are plenty of them. Will you do this? I will help you. I'll get fun out of it myself. It will be the counterpart of all my hymns of self-glorification. And when I cease to mean anything to you, write me and tell me so openly and bluntly. On that day, a new phase will begin.